Well, hello everybody. Thanks for joining me today. This video is going to be a little bit of a continuation of my last video. I'm out in the same location, the same pond, and my goal is to set myself up in a different location so that I can get a little bit closer to the water and maybe get some better pictures of the kingfisher, the beaver, and the ducks that I found last time. I hear the kingfisher calling in the pond now. It sounds like it's on the far side, and we're going to try to find a good spot to set up and hopefully get some good pictures of it. If you're new to my channel, my name is Todd DeWald and I am a full-time wildlife and nature photographer in New England. In my videos I take you into the unique and diverse habitats to find and photograph the variety of animals that call this area home. I bring my unique perspective as well as my education in fisheries and wildlife science into my videos and photography to help bring a deeper understanding into the lives of the animals and the habitats they call home. Whether you are a fellow photographer or just love nature, I hope you can relax and enjoy these videos. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, and thank you for watching. So I'm here a little bit earlier than I was last time. I'm hoping that I'll have a chance to set up before there's too much activity, and then that way even if I disturb anything, there'll be enough time for things to kind of settle back in and forget about me. I brought my camouflage so I can hopefully blend in a little bit, and I'm just kind of scanning around the pond right now, and there's actually, it looks like there's an Eastern Phoebe here, so it's amazing what a week will do. There wasn't a Phoebe here last week, but there is now, and I hear a kingfisher chattering somewhere on that end of the pond, but I do not see it yet, so I'm hoping that it'll hopefully stay on that side. My goal is to kind of set up on this side of the pond somewhere. Actually looks like there's about 3 or 4 phoebes out there. They're all foraging far out. So I'm going to try to swing around to the spot I'm going to try to set up. It's on the opposite side that I set up last time. I'm just hoping I'm going to be able to find a spot that has some good visibility down low so that maybe I can get the beaver from a different angle and maybe get the kingfisher with the sun behind it and maybe get some better footage of it. I'm set up sort of where I want to be, but the phoebes are right next to me here. There's at least 3 of them, and it is just really nice. I'm going to try to move a little bit closer. I gotta move closer. This is perfect. Right now, where I'm set up, I'm actually set up on a spot where the beaver come out of the water, which means I have a little bit of a water view shot over here to my left. And I'm kind of set up right now. So if you remember, if you saw my last video, if you haven't, check it out. But when the beaver came out of the water, it was sitting on a log on the backside of the dam, or its lodge, I'm sorry. So I'm set up, and I've got a clear shot of that log coming out of the lodge. So if it does come out and perch on the same log, if it's eating again, I should have a nice clear shot, and it'll be a different angle. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. But right now, it's just really nice to be able to photograph these phoebes flying around. There is so much activity right now. There are the phoebes around. I had some brown creepers flying around, woodpeckers, nuthatches, chickadees. 2 mallards came swimming past, and it's just really nice to be able to sit in one spot, have my camouflage on, and just let the birds come and act normally as if I wasn't here. Such a nice feeling, and it's just an awesome thing to see, and just really nice to experience. A lot of times where I didn't have a very clear shot of the birds because there are so many reeds, but I decided to use the reeds to my advantage to help kind of blur out the entire image other than the bird. Kind of created a misty, foggy effect, and I thought it was really nice in the pictures. While I was sitting around the banks, I didn't want to make too much noise talking. So instead I just sat there and enjoyed the birds chirping and the wind blowing through the trees. It was really nice to hear some of the winter birds still around, but also there was red-winged blackbirds calling farther down in the marsh, and then the sound of the phoebes calling as well. It was really nice and relaxing. Out of nowhere, the beautiful female kingfisher came and perched on a tree. It was a perfect perch. The sun was just on the tree still, and I got a few seconds of recording, and as I was switching to photo, it spotted me and turned and flew away. It was really unfortunate, even though I was still in camouflage. It was likely because my face wasn't camouflaged, and as soon as it perched and landed, it looked like it was staring right at me. It was really unfortunate, but it looked like it had a beautiful big fish in its mouth. Well, so far no beaver, but we're getting close to the time that it came out last time. The Phoebes have seemed to have kind of moved on. They're not coming out nearly as much, and I kind of hear them back in the forest more. You can hear them chirping a little bit. The kingfisher, I think, flew off. I'm really disappointed that I scared it. I was sitting still, and it looked like it was staring right at me when it perched. And I got a few seconds of the video. Didn't get any photos. But this is clearly a good spot to set up, because that's a perfect tree for it to perch on. There's a lot of perches around here, over here. And this is kind of a shallow section of the marsh. So it would obviously be a good spot for it to fish. I just need to get better camouflaged next time. Also, I heard the barred owls again hooting back that way. So I think that might have to be another video of going to try to find them and photograph them. Definitely a pair over there somewhere, and maybe they have a nest. Squirrels aren't happy that I'm sitting here. You can hear the frogs calling now, and it's just such a nice evening to sit and do some photography. I couldn't have asked for more for the Phoebes. They came right over towards me. I think I got some nice images, some nice video. I wanted to try to get more of them as they were actually swooping down, because they were swooping down close to the water to catch insects close to the water. But where I'm set up, I have too many reeds in front of me. I couldn't track them. A lot of times I only had the bird small, like a small spot in the frame that was free of reeds, and that's where I tried to place the bird. So when they flew, it was impossible to keep them in the clear. So that'll be something next time. I definitely want to try to do that. Kind of have an idea of my head of an image of a phoebe or any other kind of flycatcher swooping down over the water and grabbing an insect in the air. So I'm going to quiet down now. Hopefully the squirrel will calm down, because I have a feeling that if the squirrel is chattering away behind me, the beaver is not going to come out, because that's a sign of there's something around that shouldn't be here. So I'm going to be quiet, and hopefully the beaver will come out. Well, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the phoebes that I was able to photograph and find, and the really short clip of the belted kingfisher. No sign of the beaver. It's getting quite dark out now. Even if it came out now, I'm not too sure I'd be able to get too much out of it. So I'm going to leave while there's no activity. That way, if anything does come out in the next 5 minutes or so, I'm not going to end up disturbing it. So I'm going to make my way out. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to see the the spring and summer birds starting to come back, and it's a good sign for things to come. Pretty soon there's going to be warblers all over the place, and that's when the crazy time begins. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.